Hi guys. So I've been away for a while, been on a little trip, but I am back and let's get right into it. I picked your card today from my deck, Addiction Recovery with the Law of Attraction. Let's face it, addiction is a bitch. I've been talking about this so much lately. With clients right now, I have a lot of addiction clients, and it's not only with alcohol or drugs. We've got a lot of other things like work is a huge one, and relationship addiction is probably number one right now for me, regarding clients over alcohol even. But of course, alcohol was my biggest struggle. I just hit the 4 year mark of completely alcohol free. And you guys, I drank like most days for like 30 years. Like it was a bad habit I started as a teenager that went awry. It just became part of life, right? Because let's think about it. It's in society, everywhere you go, every party, everything you do, it is there. It is the one thing that you quit that people think you're weird, and it's a drug. People think something's wrong with you. Any other thing you quit, it's great. Hey, good job. Congratulations. You're celebrated. You quit smoking. Good job. Anything that you quit, you got out of that bad relationship, that toxic roller coaster ride of good job. Strong work. But you quit drinking alcohol and you're considered strange. That's because that's our society is really messed up when it comes to this, because it's in our marketing. Ever since we were, I remember commercials and marketing and magazines, everybody's having fun, drinking, having a party. And, it's just put out there that way to make you feel like you're going to be more fun when you drink. You're going to have more fun when you drink. And then, like, I know for me, definitely when I was a teenager and I first tried it, I thought it was so amazing. Like I felt uninhibited for the first time, social anxiety completely vanished. And then, it tricks you into thinking that you need that, right? You totally think, okay, I have to have this to be fun. I have to have this. I have to drink poison because that's what you're doing. I have to drink poison in order to socialize with people and be fun and funny and sound clever and witty. But, the reality, guys, is you aren't more funny. You aren't smarter. And you really aren't more fun unless you're around other people who are also dumbing down their brain. And that's how it works. Like when you're with a sober person, they're going to be honest with you and say, you know what? I think I prefer your personality more when you're sober. When you're with another drunk person, they're not going to notice, that you're repeating yourself and you're slurring your words and you keep telling the same jokes over and over and just laughing at stuff that's not funny. That's the reality, because I've been the person. I have been the person for decades who thought I was funnier and smarter and more fun when I drank. So thank God that I'm over all that, and I've had a lot of practice going out, without drinking, and so I see the whole thing. I see both sides, and I have never been happier, never been more joyful. That's something that you guys need to realize with alcohol is that it numbs your feelings, including the good ones, not only the bad ones. So you really do lose your ability to feel joy, and to, you become dependent on something to have this artificial sense of joy, and it's not real. It's not real. So it numbs your anxiety. Sometimes it relaxes you temporarily, very temporarily. You guys, like, is it really worth that trade-off? Where, yeah, you might feel a lot more relaxed for 2 hours, 3 hours maybe, but when that wears off, alcohol actually causes anxiety. There's a saying, I don't know who said it, or I would tell you, but it's something like, drinking alcohol is like pouring gasoline on anxiety. Because it is. Like, that's definitely what happened to me. And it wasn't right away. Like, I got away with drinking alcohol for a long time. There's a cumulative effect that it has on your nervous system. And it got to the point in my 40s where, it was almost unbearable. Like, I'm waking up with my heart racing at 3 a.m. because that's the alcohol wearing off. That's the depressants wearing off. And then you have the stimulants. So I didn't even know I was going to go on a rant about alcohol the way I just did, but that's what happened. But I'm going to read this card to you. This is your card for the day. Sorry, I've been so absent. And says releasing shame and guilt. And it's the transformation card. So whenever you see this video, that's when you were meant to hear it. That's how the law of attraction works. So fantastic. I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to put on my glasses because as you can see, the words are kind of small here. Plus I'm old. Okay, guys, this card brings wonderful news. You are well along your journey of transformation and permanent change. This all started with one decision, and that decision led to actions that have kept you on this path of metamorphosis and energetic transformation. Energetic transformation, that is what I teach. That is what my sessions are supposed to do. If you apply the knowledge that I'm giving to you, like if you're my client, then you will transform. You can't just you guys, knowledge is meaningless unless you're applying it. You have to apply it to your daily life in order for it to be wisdom. Otherwise, it's just words and it's meaningless, okay? So never forget the reason you started your journey. Also, do not compare your journey with others because we can only work within our own vibrational atmosphere. The addiction was bringing you more negativity than relief, and you knew deep down that it was no longer serving you. So this could be about a relationship. I know I rambled about alcohol, but this could be a relationship that's no longer serving you. It could be that you're working so hard that you've completely abandoned your family, and that you need to maybe change your focus, change your priorities. You need to have a work-life balance. Things like that. Addictions can be a lot of things. It's not just alcohol. I just went on an alcohol rant. Somebody needed to hear it, apparently. So congratulations on acknowledging that a change was necessary and taking those initial steps. This card is a reminder that all emotions are valid and healthy. So do not beat yourself up the days you are not vibing as high. Everyone has negative feelings at times. It's part of being human. So it's a human experience. You guys, I'm a very high vibing person, but I can low vibe in any given day. I just know how to get myself out of it real quick. I've got a lot of practice. I know what to do. For myself, it's different for everybody, but I know what I need to do to work myself out of a low vibe or out of a funk, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so it's part of being human. Allow your negative feelings and observe them without judgment. The key is to notice the guilt, shame, and even the grief you might feel. It is natural to miss people, behaviors, and even substances, even though they were not healthy for you. The good news is that you are now moving beyond your addiction without remaining stuck in those feelings. Witness them, but do not judge them. There's no guilt and shame. Go ahead and feel bad for a minute, notice it. Notice yeah, okay, so that wasn't the best decision I made last night. Let's say you got drunk last night after you promised yourself you wouldn't. Acknowledge that. I'm not, don't ignore it, but don't beat yourself up, because as long as you're staying in that low vibration, that leads to more bad decisions is really what it does. You can have negative emotions and be okay with them. Soon you will be able to bless them and gently release them with love. Releasing the guilt and shame associated, always got to mess up one word, with addiction is an essential part of your transformation. Your addiction has been an excellent teacher. You have experienced the bondage of addiction, and now you deserve to appreciate the freedom and the strength that you have gained from breaking free of your past. You have truly reached a shift in consciousness, and your energetic transformation will bring many blessings. You deserve to be happy. An energetic transformation. That's what I was saying earlier. When we raise our vibration, when we learn about the law of attraction, which is why I made these cards, addiction recovery with the law of attraction. That's how I quit. The more you raise your vibration, these addictions fall away. You feel so good. You don't need them anymore. You don't need to fill that void with food. Food, that's another one that I didn't mention. Oh my gosh, a huge one. Food is a tough one because like alcohol, we can just abstain. Like that's what I do. I abstain because I was not good at moderation. No, once I started, I didn't have a good stop button, Same with food. I mean, I was the same way with food. So I'm just not good at moderation. So if you're a little bit bingy like me, that's why you want to learn how to fill that void and get relief without like comfort by food and alcohol. There are other ways. It needs to be a spiritual thing. And you guys, if you have addictive personality like me, an addictive personality is a neurological thing. Like our brains are different. Not everybody. There are people, I think I heard, don't quote me on this because I'm not sure if I'm right, but I think I heard it's about 25% of people do not even have they're just can stop, they have that stop button that I don't have. We'll put it that way. So, and truthfully, they don't get as much enjoyment. Okay. They don't get as much enjoyment out of drinking or food. So there is a difference in our brain. So that's why there's prescriptions out there that you could take like naltrexone that actually what it does is an opiate blocker, or some people say opioid blocker, but it blocks the pleasure system in your brain. So that's one way that people can stop drinking if it's really severe. Ask your doctor about naltrexone. I just sounded like a commercial, but I tried it. I did try it. And I don't recommend prescriptions unless you are really in a bad way. If you're in a really bad way, you might want to try something like naltrexone. It's not only for alcohol, but they also use it for food addiction. So like you would take it an hour before you go like to a buffet or something like that. And that's if you're like bingy. And it will actually, you just don't care about food as much. You just don't care about alcohol as much because your pleasure centers are blocked. So it makes you a normal eater, a normal drinker. And that's so weird. I don't even know where that came from, but I don't know why I'm talking about a prescription, but I did try it once. Personally, I didn't like it. If I wasn't getting the pleasure from the alcohol or the food, then why in the hell, that's why I like to drink and eat. It was giving me some pleasure, I thought. That's how I needed to get it. Here's my cat, TJ. So what it did for me was something different and something awesome. Now, naltrexone, I only did it a handful of times, less than 5. And what it did for me was it made me realize, like, I really didn't care about alcohol or food when I would take one of those pills. It takes an hour to kick in. You just realize that alcohol and food don't have any power over you at all. It's not about the alcohol. It's your brain. Because think about it. If you can take a pill that blocks that pleasure, then it was never the alcohol. It's blocking the alcohol. It's blocking. So it was never the alcohol that had the power. It's your brain that has the power. So then rationally, logically, I'm thinking, well, since that power is in my brain and not in the alcohol, I'm going to find other ways to get pleasure and have fun. And that's what my coaching's about. So, I'm sorry about my cat. He loves it when I do sessions and Zoom calls. He always likes to come visit and say hello. So I hope that helps somebody. If you do not struggle with addiction, which God bless you, you're one of the few people I know, because we all have something, like even if it's social media or our cell phones, good for you. But if you don't, go ahead and send this video to someone that does have addiction and see if that helps them if they struggle, because this, you guys, this is something that is different in our brain. It does not mean that you're not intelligent. Some of the most intelligent people I know struggle with addiction. Okay. It's nothing to do with intelligence. It's nothing to do with willpower. There's a void that people are trying to fill sometimes. Sometimes they're just seeking relief. Sometimes you're numbing yourself from traumas, childhood traumas. That's huge. So there's so many different reasons why people struggle with addiction. But there is ways to get out of it. If I could do it, anybody could. Like I said, I had a solid 30 years of drinking alcohol. So if I quit, been sober 4 years without AA, without anything like that, I didn't like AA. If AA works for you, awesome. I'm not telling anyone not to go. I hated it. I hated AA personally. So that's not what worked for me. It kept me in the old vibration. I shifted my identity. I'm just no longer that person. I'm no longer that person who's going to order a glass of wine. It's just not who I am anymore. So you guys, that's all I can say. Let me know if you have anything to add in the comments below. Please hit like, please share. That really helps with my visibility so I can help more people. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.